Welcome to Sandwich on the southeast coast of England, a small town with a lot to offer. Widely associated with the world-famous snack, historic Sandwich is one of the most complete medieval towns in England and was the first in Britain to be placed entirely under a preservation order. From being a Saxon stronghold first mentioned in 664 to its role as a cinque port, Sandwich is rich in history and traditions. The street plan has changed little since the time of the Domesday Book, and numerous buildings date back to the 13th century. Taking a stroll along any street, it's easy to imagine Richard the Lionheart returning from the Crusades, or Thomas à Becket passing through on his way to Canterbury. The River Stour runs through the town. However, a few hundred years ago, the river would have been the sea. Centuries ago, Sandwich was on the coast and the principal port of England after London. The quay would have bustled with traders importing figs, oil and wine, and exporting wool, grain and cheese. It is also one of the original cinque ports, the others being Dover, Hythe, Romney and Hastings. Their origins lie in the 11th century, when they were created to protect the coast and trading vessels from attack. Nowadays, due to coastal deposition, the sea is 2 miles away, but signs of the once busy port still remain. The riverside is a perfect place to stroll, cycle, or sit and watch the world go by. At the end of the quay, visit the Sandwich Medieval Centre of Living History to see demonstrations of blacksmithing, baking, and calligraphy in the on-site education area. Stroll or cycle along Quay Green, and perhaps pause on the butts to watch a game of cricket. Long ago, English archers practiced with their longbows here, honing the skill which gave them victory at Crécy and Agincourt during the 100 Years' War. Then continue, following the path of the ancient town wall. Explore centuries of history on a guided walking tour through the town's medieval streets, and visit the museum to see Sandwich's own Magna Carta and Charter of the Forest. Step back in time on a Guildhall tour and visit the Lord Mayor's Parlour, where, among other treasures, you'll see the charter given to Sandwich in 1668 by Charles II, and paintings by the 17th century Dutch artist Willem van der Velde. Then wander through the 1579 courtroom to admire the stained glass window created to commemorate the visit of Elizabeth I in 1573. In 1759, Thomas Paine, one of America's founding fathers and author of The Rights of Man, lived in this cottage, earning his living as a corset maker. And for spectacular views across the town's rooftops to the surrounding countryside, climb the tower of St. Peter's Church. Here, you can learn about an ancient Sandwich tradition, the ringing of the curfew bell. This still happens every evening at 8 p.m, telling the townsfolk to make their fires safe for the night. Once known as the Pig Bell, it also told them that they could release their animals into the street. But thankfully this tradition has been discontinued, so you can wend your way to dinner without tripping over a pig. Another tradition is the town's market. Every Thursday and Saturday, this is held on the Guildhall forecourt, thanks to the charter granted by Henry III. Market stall holders sell fresh produce such as meat, flowers, and free-range eggs. There are also a variety of independent shops around town, where you can buy antiques, gifts, clothes, and a variety of local food. With so much to discover in Sandwich, you won't want to rush home. Fortunately, there are plenty of comfortable places to stay, from campsites and boats to hotels and cottages. Every taste and pocket is catered for. Back in the 18th century, when John Montagu, the 4th Earl of Sandwich, popularized the notion of putting meat between 2 slices of bread, He couldn't have imagined that visitors would one day come to eat a sandwich in Sandwich, or that food would become an important part of the town's fabric. These days, you'll find tea shops, pubs and restaurants offering a wide variety of delicious foods, including traditional English, Italian, Spanish, Indian and Thai. Whatever your taste, Sandwich can provide it. The town's pubs are renowned for their warm welcome, great atmosphere and traditional ale, congenial places to gather with friends at any time of year. Numerous fairs and festivals take place throughout the year. The annual calendar of events begins in May, when Sandwich salutes the 40s. June brings Le Weekend's French market, with stallholders crossing the channel to sell their wares. Meanwhile, on the riverside, a medieval encampment offers living history displays, such as archery, weaving, and axe throwing. In July, you can enjoy live music at the Sandwich Folk and Ale Festival. August kicks off with Dancing the Day Away 50s style and concludes on the bank holiday weekend with Sandwich Festival and its famous duck race. And at Christmas, the town glows with seasonal cheer after the switching on of the Christmas lights. In short, there's something for everyone throughout the year. On the outskirts of town is Whitemills Wake and Aqua Park, whose state-of-the-art cable system and obstacle course has played host to the European Wakeboarding Championship. It's an ideal location to try this exciting sport. Or, for a more sedate time afloat, board the River Runner and cruise down the Stour to Pegwell Bay, once a landing point for smugglers, but now a place where seals bask along the shore. A fantastic half-day out for the whole family. A short distance from the center of town is the peaceful nature reserve of Gazen Salts, where you may see beavers as well as waterfowl. Another haven of tranquility in which to take a break from the busy world is the Bird Observatory, with its network of habitats specially designed for the rare insects and migrating birds to be found there. Finally, take a stroll along Sandwich Bay, dog-friendly all year round, and from where, on a clear day, you can see the French coast. Whilst in Sandwich, don't miss the chance to visit Richborough Roman Fort and Amphitheatre, an important site where Roman rule is believed to have both begun and ended, and also the starting point of famous Watling Street. As any keen golfer will tell you, Sandwich is also famous for its world-class courses. Royal St George's has hosted numerous Open Championships, attracting players from around the globe. Another championship links course is Prince's, which also boasts a restaurant and hotel overlooking the bay. Adjacent to each other, these courses offer views of the coast while challenging your handicap. Although in the far southeast of England, Sandwich is easy to get to, being about an hour and a half from London by high-speed rail or 25 minutes by car from the port of Dover. So why not come and visit? Sandwich and its people will give you a very warm welcome. Meanwhile, thank you for watching.